Thank you for sticking and staying with us. It's been a very busy election season for us. It's been a very busy election week for us all over Nigeria, making calls, reaching out, getting resource persons to speak to you. We have a man on the ground in so many parts of the nation trying to get the information, the latest, across to you. Joining me right now all the way from Abuja is Ralia Tadeneko, one of our correspondents in Abuja. A senior journalist with the Megalectrics Group right there. Good morning to you, Raliat. How are you doing?
Good morning, Lagos. Good morning.
Great. How is the mood in Abuja this morning?
Everything is actually calm here. We're waiting for the INEC chairman to reconvene at the National Collation Center at 11 a.m.
All right. Now, when we know that the INEC chairman made a statement yesterday saying that there will be the National Collation Center will be reconvening by 11 a.m. Since that statement was made, two things in one. First of all, has there been any other development, any word from INEC? That's first. Secondly, what has been the reaction of the stakeholders, election stakeholders in Abuja?
No reaction. We actually finished quite late yesterday, around after 7 p.m. So immediately after the announcement from Ekiti State, the resident electoral commissioner from Ekiti State and the state collation officer that came from Ekiti State to announce the result, there was no other result that was actually announced, and we had to. The chairman adjourned till today, and we're expecting more states to come in today. So it's actually been a calm. Everybody's gone back to bed, and we've just been hearing news reports that's filtered in from the state with regards to National Assembly election results.
Yeah,
but the Lagos Pride is going to be announced here, and every collation is going to be done here.
All right. Now, following the decision or the directive by INEC saying that it will reconvene by 11 a.m. What have you picked up from other stakeholders, the parties, the observers? What are their thoughts on it? Because there are words on the street. There's a reaction on the streets of Lagos. The voices that we hear. But what are the voices in the capital city saying?
There's been different comments from domestic observers, especially. The only objection immediately after the announcement of results by the Ekiti State Collation State Officer was a question that was asked by the party agent, that's Senator Dino Melaye, seeking clarification with regards to the invalid votes declared from Ekiti State. And the state collation officer actually explained to the party agent that it was as a result of overvoting from the polling unit, and they had to cancel the result from that polling unit. The entire result was cancelled from that polling unit. And from the explanation he gave, Senator Dino Melaye was satisfied with the explanation. That's one side. Then generally, CSOs had divided views with regard to the conduct of the election generally. The Human Rights Commission, the Executive Secretary, actually just implored the INEC Commission to ensure that all results is uploaded on the INEC result portal. While you had people from CORD, Hamza, also appealing for people to be calm and accept the results that is being declared by the INEC Commission. And we also had Rafsanjani, Mr. Awar Rafsanjani,
that's
from the Transparency International, saying that people should not just discredit what has been a transparent process by the commission so far. because of maybe one or two grievances against the commission. Everybody witnessed. For instance, I keep saying it. The ones I witnessed in Abuja personally.
Yes.
It was a seamless process. The places I visited, nothing happened to it. So the beavers worked very well, and so many other things. There might be a few logistic problems, which the INEC chairman acknowledged on Saturday. But he said they were going to make up for it. And I believe that this is one of the things. Other journalists that I also met had their own different views about the election process.
All right.
So you have different views with regards to how the election process went.
All right.
Entirely.
That's been said. I picked on what you said that coming from from the Transparency International, saying this election has been relatively transparent. Did they give further reasons why or how they got to that conclusion? Because a lot of or some Nigerians, if you go on social media, even the calls we received today, there's a lot of people are saying that, listen, this process has not been transparent enough. They're querying the process. So did he give any further reason or what makes this process more transparent or transparent at all?
Surely, he actually made some observations and some shortcomings of the commission. He raised that too. But he's actually pointing out that people should be neutral and open as CSOs, as civil society organizations. They shouldn't just come out to discredit without assessing the various roles everybody played during the presidential election, rather than come out with hasty decisions already about the election process. That's what he's just saying.
Oh, okay, all right.
They haven't come out to give a concrete decision
on how
on the entire process yet,
okay,
because it's not conclusive
yet. All right. Were there voting in your part of Nigeria yesterday in Abuja? I know they were voting in about some states, in Lagos inclusive, yesterday.
Like the chairman noted on Saturday, they said due to logistic reasons for some particular polling units, they were going to allow some of the polling units to vote yesterday.
Okay.
And some, especially from Yenagua, Bayelsa State, 4 wards, due to insecurity challenges, they were going to postpone the voting till 11th March.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Now, I haven't said that. You talked about getting some feedback on results of the National Assembly. We've seen some here in Lagos as well. Some very shocking results for the members of the House of Reps in on the island part here in Lagos. But do you have some information you want to give us on that? The National Assembly, the wins, the losses, the shocking cases. Like we know that the governor Ayade of Cross River lost his bid to return. We know that Senator Ahmad Lawan is said to have won the ticket to go back to the National Assembly. Which other information would you like to share with us on that bit?
From the north side, we've heard about the former governor of Gombe State, Etakibuebu, actually clinching his own ticket against the incumbent APC senator. So, and so many others, Senator Akwashiki from Nasarawa, clinching his ticket on the platform of SDP, and so many other National Assembly winners have actually been declared.
Okay, all right. So now, from your analysis, interacting with Nigerians, getting feedback, going from polling unit to polling unit, going to the National Collation Center, would you say that this does this election, the management of this election and the outcomes that we are seeing, the result, does it reflect or appear to reflect the will of the people?
One I personally witnessed in Abuja there was no compromise. There was no grievance. I think people were allowed to vote whoever they wanted. The places I personally visited, I witnessed a free, fair process. I do not know about others. I don't have general view. And I was just a few polling units, actually, because my main observation unit is actually at the National Collation Center, the ICC. So personally, the places I visited and I observed, it was a free process. Nobody was muzzled to do anything. There was no vote buy. There was no issues or beavers.
All right. I'm sure you are on the move, and I'm sure you've seen some videos flying around. Have you been able to verify, or do you or got any feedback from these fact-checking organizations right there in Abuja on some of the videos? Have you picked up any lead on that?
Most of the videos, especially the fake ones, have been immediately countered. And the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, pointed out again yesterday that Nigerians, and especially Nigerians and generally, and especially the media, should be wary of fake news, especially with regards to the presidential result. He said we should disregard fake news flying across the social media. I believe with every fake news, there are so many other counter agents out there that would be able to do the fact-checking immediately. And the onus is also on journalists as the gatekeepers to ensure that they do not just pick up any news from blogs or any social media just because they want to break the news. Fact-checking is very, very necessary. Most of these news are being countered immediately.
Many years ago, I worked with the Poland government.
Okay.
As a Polish chief's representative, deputy representative in Nigeria and the Cameroon.
Okay.
I had my boss, who was a Pole, by name Gregos Miller. Very, very jovial human being. He was my direct boss, so I assisted him. And my job covers looking after the interests of Poland vessels in Nigeria and in the Cameroon. Very, very exciting job. And that was when the region was good, Nigeria was good, the world was good. So if you get to see early in the morning, if you come in or if you came in touch with Gregos Miller, he later grew to become the general secretary of the ruling political Labour Party in Poland. It was the man that made my meeting with Raymond Dokpesi possible faster, because Raymond Dokpesi picked his PhD in maritime affairs and others in Poland.
Okay.
And the Poland government, because he was awarded the most brilliant foreign student in Poland, I think for 3 years or how many years running? Either 2 years or 3 years running. Then the Poland government decided not to let him come back to Nigeria.
I see. Because
they saw the level of his articulation that it would help the government of Poland. And don't forget, Poland was equally just coming out of the bushwork, the woodwork, not bushwork, the woodwork, with Labour Party and all those. The circumstances of political life in Poland then can be appropriately equal to what we are about now. So then, and the government of Poland held tight to Raymond Dokpesi. He was given everything that his counterpart, who was a Pole, wouldn't have gotten. because the government knew we must give him more than enough so that he will not go.
Yeah.
Then in 1978 or 77, pardon me if I cannot pick the year exactly now, because these are many, many years ago, Olusegun Obasanjo, military head of state, visited Poland.
Okay.
And we did the bilateral talks. The Poland president with his group sat on the other side, as usual. Obasanjo with his group sat at the side with his pure military uniform. President Olusegun Obasanjo then had his stomach, but not as floppy as it became later on in life. Let me just add that as a reason. Because we have to be cracking jokes now. Because as the results are coming, tensions are getting
Rising,
higher. And I have told you, Kayode, I will never die because of anything in Nigeria. Because Nigeria will die in problem and it will resurrect. But if I die, I will not resurrect. True. Now, it occurred to Obasanjo that, that person sitting there at the other side, third to the president, to the Poland president by the right, looks like an African. And Obasanjo is known as breaking protocols in all areas of life. Oh, I like Eborawo for that. Then he stopped the discussion. He said, before we go into this discussion, that is taking permission of the president of Poland to ask the question. The person to your right, the third person to your right, is he a Pole or an African? So, of course, the man answered quickly that it's an African. That is the Poland president. That's an African. Oh, so Obasanjo now said that I need your, because it's breaking protocol and that I need your permission to greet him and ask him one or two things. So you are an African. Which country of Africa? Then the person said he is from Nigeria. Obasanjo said, no, I did not hear what you told me. Where are you from? He said he's from Nigeria. Then Obasanjo said, war. Oh, the Joko song here. Oh, Abami Feshe deal. He will to give mommy. This is how he spoke it. Then he said the direction of he told the president of Poland that is my son sitting with you. My son cannot sit with you and be negotiating against me or with me. So this discussion will not go until my son crosses the table to come and sit by my side here. It was breach of protocol. But even Poland president laughed over it and permitted that, okay, go and meet your father, stay with your father. This is how Olusegun Obasanjo brought Raymond Dokpesi from Poland on his way back. He made arrangement. And it is for this reason, when Obasanjo knew about his maritime knowledge, acumen, Obasanjo brought him and Obasanjo gave him to Tuko, what is the
Bamanga
first?
Tuko.
Bamanga Tuko. Who was then the general manager of the Nigeria Ports Authority. The managing director there were called general manager of the Nigeria Ports Authority. That, look, I brought one brain, maritime, this he will help you. So it was for this reason, the Snake Island that was owned fully by Nigeria, that was meant to build vessels for Nigeria. This is how Raymond Dokpesi became the pillar architect of building Snake Island. But that is not the story. The story is that my boss, if you ask him, if you see him say, "Good morning, Gregors," he will just turn to say, "Look at this bastard telling me good morning. What is good about this morning? When this bastard sitting here, the wife..."
Let's avoid the B word.
No.
Let's avoid the B word.
He will not tell you when this woman who's supposed to be my wife refused to prepare my food early. So when you say good morning, I don't know how to answer you. Shall I return by saying good morning, Kayode? Okay, how was your night? Was there any night for you?
There was a night at some point. I mean, the collation center shut down. So I didn't have a choice to, but to shut down at some point.
You did not follow the Lagos?
Oh, I did. And quite shocking results. Quite shocking results. That's why when people say, "Oh, this is not the will of the people," is being is it submerged, so to say? I say, well, with this result you are seeing, these are not results that were a lot of people expected to have. So, is it the will of the people not speaking out already?
Okay, are you saying that there are manifestations of difference between the expectation of the people and the other way?
No, I'm saying that
no, I'm lost along the line.
Don't be the guru. What we're saying is that a lot of people had expected that Lagos would be an easier win for the ruling party. But looking at, yes, the ruling party might still be leading, but it's a very close tie. We know that the gap was close.
Probably to count?
It's too close to count. Anything can still happen. Because from what I hear that 18 has been announced. I've been in the studio all morning, so I haven't been able to watch that. But some colleagues said 18 have been announced and that we have 2 more to go. Of course, the 2...
Of the 18 announced?
Yeah.
Where the majority of those 18 swing?
Majority sways towards the APC, but a slim margin. The margin not too big. Labour Party follows. Then the PDP is a distant third.
What about AA party? Is it AA?
AA or ADC or A?
There is AA, there's ADC.
There is A.
And there's A.
There's A.
What about PRP, Kola Abiola party?
I don't know. I don't know where they are. I don't know where they are in the grand scheme of things. But the results are coming in.
Are there indices to show that? Because the last caller you spoke with,
yes, sir,
talked of transparent, I think, by her own view, in what happened within her jurisdiction.
Yes,
that's Abuja.
She emphasized. Not even all the entire Abuja, the polling units she covered.
The locality she belonged to. But most of the monetary group that I heard speaking last night, we are talking of internationally monetary group. Like, is it, what's the name of this one that you told Yaga? And most of them. Okay, let's discuss those that have been announced.
Yes, sir.
Let us not speculate.
Exactly.
Because if we speculate to the unknown realm, we might.
The unknown might happen again.
Yes, the unknown might happen. Anything you are pulling out there?
No, I'm just doing a bit of. I'll go ahead, sir.
Research.
Yes.
Please, let me flow with you.
Okay, definitely.
For today, be my captain. All right. Good morning, Lagos Talks 91. What shall we call this? Election wash or Kayode and the Guru?
Extension. This is Oluwakayode and the Guru, part of Election Watch Studios.
Oluwakayode and the Guru in the ocean of election wash. Shall we say so? Would that be too bad?
That wouldn't be too bad. It's okay.
The first thing that occurred to me was the broadcast of General Olusegun Obasanjo in 1979 on the eve of the general election of 1979. As Nigeria were preparing to go into that election to usher in democratic processes from the military rule.
Yes, sir.
First of all, the Constituent Assembly members were picked. They were supposed to be 50 picked all throughout the federation. But Pa Obafemi Awolowo opted out, saying that he was not notified that he heard it on radio.
Okay.
And of course, not too many Nigerians agree with him that opting out should have been what he would have done. Because most others heard it on radio through the announcement.
Okay.
And I think that Constituent Assembly was the one presided over by Justice Udoma. His first name now I have almost forgotten. So And when Obafemi Awolowo opted out, it became one of his undoing.
Okay.
Because it was in the Constant Assembly, members of the Constant Assembly,
Yes, sir.
You were showing me something. What could that? Okay. Okay. Egba. Is that Egba?
Is it Justice Udo Udoma?
Yes, Justice Udo Udoma. Yeah. The son is playing some prominent
yes,
role, senator and all those.
Yeah.
And the house was burnt down the other day. About almost the center, he lost the wife. That's the son.
Okay.
Justice Udo Udoma.
Right.
During the processes of the Constituent Assembly was to build what the shape of the democratic processes we were going to be.
Okay.
And I remember that the Nigerian Students Union, what do you call them?
NANS.
NANS. Is it
National Association of Nigerian Students?
National Association of Nigerian Students. The president then was Shegu somebody. Is it Okeowu?
Okay.
Shegu Okeowu. Thank God I can still remember all those things. He was elected, or he was one of the members of the 50 to represent students' interest.
Okay.
I'm only going follow the part of narration to bring the thing home. In his case, he appeared and he wore a red beret, tweeted to the left. Then Justice Udo Udoma now said, "Who is this person?" Because he probably expected them, the bench can dress well.
Yeah.
The bench can dress well. The gown, either in the bench or the bar, profile, dignified their personalities.
Okay.
So then he introduced himself as Shegu Okeowu, president of NANS. Then Udo Udoma said, "No wonder." Of course, the Nigeria Students Association did not take that kindly. No wonder. So no wonder what? Because a student, I think the matter went to court.
Okay.
Until Justice Udoma was made to apologize for that language. Of no wonder.
All right.
But back to the narration I was giving. That gave opportunity to members, the 49,
Yes, sir.
to discuss their future in politics. And it was within that time that MPN, every other thing came to be, were discussed. So Obafemi Awolowo, who hit the ground running because the day ban on politics was lifted, in less than 8 hours, Obafemi Awolowo was the only Nigerian that came out with a political party, the structure of the political party, and that how to go. Telling you that Obafemi Awolowo would always be prepared, like the Boy Scout will say, be prepared. So it means if he had been in the Constituent Assembly, he probably would have been able to garner one or two people that they would have been able to be the architect of that UPN.
Yeah.
So on the eve of the election, Olusegun Obasanjo, General Olusegun Obasanjo, broadcast to the nation, which is very, very mandatory sometimes. And he thanked fellow Nigerians preparing to go to election tomorrow.
Okay.
Then he told the fellow Nigerians, as you prepare, going to cast your vote tomorrow to elect your next leader, please bear it in mind that the most prominent person of your ideology may not necessarily win the election. That language was not immediately interpreted by majority of Nigerians. But most Nigeria kept it at heart. Or kept it at heart.
Yes.
That the best might not necessarily win.
Okay.
So eventually when the race went on, campaigns went, and eventually Shehu Shagari was now announced to be the winner.
Yeah.
Obafemi Awolowo wouldn't take that kindly. So Obafemi Awolowo went to court. That became the beginning of 12 to 3rd that we have today now, working in the constitution. For you to be president of Nigeria, winning the majority is not necessarily enough of votes cast. It's not necessary. It's necessary, but it's not. You just have to pick 12 to 3rd of 20 of
The
12 to
states.
3rd state members, which means 24 states of the federation. Then 12 to 3rd of the total votes cast in Abuja. I did not think. So when the result now came, then people now started, okay, this is what Obasanjo meant when he said the best might not necessarily
win.
Because to a camp, Obafemi Awolowo was the idol. He did not win it. So what you are saying and what the person you called has said now, anticipation or expectation of many.
Yes.
If it fail to come true, then questioning the integrity of the process of the election
Yes, sir.
will become ready-made materials in the hands of those people. But it is not always that expectations of many will translate that things will happen as they expected it to be. Because the reality on ground now is that you went to cast your vote. And the reality of the ground is that Beaver had been acknowledged as one of the best things to come. But how the beavers they had at that time were deployed at that time have a different interpretation. It is the prosecution of deploying the beavers. The final analysis of it will either bring integrity on the process of the election or discredit the integrity of the process. And if in the majority view the process is discredited, then the exercise, not only the exercise, the continuity of the exercise will be endangered. Because either by omission or commission, people will want to believe that, if this is the final result, why did I come out to? Because this election have been adjudged that massive turnout of people. Massive.
But really, is that the case, sir? Because when you look at the figures and you look at the number of voters that came out, there's a place in Lagos that had, when the REC was announcing it in Lagos, they had about 300 and something thousand registered voters. But the number of people that came out to vote were around 50,000. And we've gone round, and that's even why a lot of people have impugned insincerity into the voting pattern of some parts. Because I've heard people say that now because of beavers, you are seeing the actual number of voters in different places. Because at times, a lot of places, the number of voters accredited is way less than, it's not even at times up to 30%.
Yes, I agree with you. But there are a lot of things that is undergoing interrogation now. For example, planning for election is responsibility of only one body, and that is the INEC. And the INEC, to me and in my mind, and rightfully so, is an independent body.
Yes.
I will have no reason to doubt that at all until it is otherwise proved. The instrumentality of proving it might not necessarily be in our hands. That is left for the courts to decide. Yet, the expectation of the people is that can't we remove sources of our election from pronouncement of cause? Exactly. Must it be the cause that will tell us? For example, the court told us that Ahmad Ibrahim Lawal.
Oh, by the way, sir, sorry, before you continue, I was going to find out, was Okay, theirs might be a bit different. I was going to say it was their logo on the ballot sheet, but they already had a candidate. They only swapped. So it's
The court gave us that.
Yes, sir.
And the court went on the technicality. You told me the other day the difference between candidate and aspirant.
An aspirant, yes.
Yet the court refused to look at the provisions of the Electoral Act that says no one individual can contest, purchase form of electable office.
Yes, sir.
More than one. Because if you do that, let me use the languages of Barrister Mike Guinea, you are on your way to prison. The court did not say that. Then the court now turned onto us, and per your information now, Ahmad Lawa had won. That's one of the announcements. To the Senate again. The new president will be sworn in.
Okay, yes. I mean,
on May 29.
Yes.
Then, about 15 days or thereabout, he will now inaugurate the National Assembly.
Yes, that's true.
That is why it falls within the date of 10th of June to 15th of June. Then, if APC has majority numbers,
yes, sir,
in the Senate, then Ahmed Lawal will now become another Senate president for the 10th, because what we are approaching now is the 10th National Assembly. For the 10th National Assembly, he has won. There is no doubt about the fact that he won. But does that bring credibility to the instrument that brought him to be placed for contest of the at the election place? When anytime that the credibility of the process is tabled and be vigorously discussed,
yes, sir,
something is losing out. And that thing that is losing out will become an entrance point for some thoughts. Like people saying, for example, Banky W, PDP candidate in Ethiopia. We spoke with him on air here yesterday.
Yes, sir.
When he told us that people woke up on Saturday 5 a.m. to go and queue, and INEC with their boxes did not come. Right. The papers did not even leave both INEC officials and the boxes to arrive waiting. Security came first and nothing. And that the people were there till 6 until they heard later, not direct communication from INEC official. But they heard that tomorrow will be another day for voting in continuation. Because whatever the votes that were cast yesterday, as legally speaking, received as process as part of the Saturday exercise.
Yes, sir.
All those ones that are cancelled now, put on hold, whenever they shall be holding, it will not be the process of that yesterday. They will come differently by election. Like in Kogi, some areas had been suspended, they will come later. Yes. But I don't know whether the areas of bulldozing, excavation. Now, when Banky was talking to us yesterday, and we called him and he spoke with us by 5 p.m. And he said, INEC had not come. So he let people, they call INEC. Then INEC, the INEC they called must not be Abuja INEC. I want to believe Lagos INEC. I personally asked him that question, I think, or somebody asked him the question. Then INEC told them that we are waiting for instruction from Abuja. Meaning, as of that 5 o'clock, if INEC had not come, I am not too sure if the result of the TIOSA had been released.
Okay. It's been released.
If it is released, the difference between what Banky told us and releasing of election results that, according to Banky report, had not hold and the release, that discrepancy, how does it work out?
But and those are the things that we need to challenge, because just like you're saying, if election did not hold and it was released, then you will expect the ruling party to win. But in this case, I believe it was let me confirm that, but I believe it was the Labour Party that won. So would we say the ruling party rigged in favor of Labour Party, so that those are questions that we need to answer.
This is why INEC must do more than expected. Because if there were to be any mechanism of failure in 2023 presidential election of 25th of February, INEC should be held responsible. INEC collected whopping sum of 380-something billion naira in preparation for this election. Now, we discovered, per reports we are getting anyway, I was not there on the field, but from here we're being fed with what is going by reliable sources. We discovered that there are some polling units that INEC allocated about 4,000 voters to.
True, yes.
To me, that must be too laborious to be packaged. But INEC packaged it, however. How does that justify the fact that, the polling booths, some places were overloaded or not, so they now increase? What could have been polling help points were now brought in as polling units that now move the number of total polling units in Nigeria. No,
you mean that
176,606 something. Now, and if you know that you are allocated,
yes, sir,
because the allocation of voters to polling units is assignment of INEC. If you know, Kayode,
yes, sir,
that you, INEC, had allocated to polling booth 060 Kayode ward.
Yes.
In Kayode local government at Kayode Ekwe Street. Then, when your officials are now coming for the physical implementation or prosecution of the election,
yes, sir,
they now came with 6 ballot boxes, okay, and came with election result sheet. No, not sheet. Election paper.
Yes,
ballot sheet. Ballot sheet of voters and all those things. They now came with 1,000. And yet, your the officials that are coming, the logistics that are being supplied to carry out the whole thing, are your property. You created them. You protected them. You now dispatch for 1,000 as against the 4,000 voters you allocated to that polling booth. How do we explain this? Who do we hold responsible? I think no other person but INEC. That is number one. It has been proved that about 42% of the polling units throughout the federation, in 42%, security arrived the 42% of polling units before INEC with INEC materials arrived.
That's true.
Who do you hold responsible for that? Are you going to hold my late dead mother responsible for that? Who do you hold responsible for that? Why would it be that the security man that will arrive there before INEC? And on Saturday, we received reports that INEC and materials did not arrive on polling units until about 1 p.m. in the afternoon. 1 p.m. in the afternoon, that is just 1.5 hours to the stoppage of accreditation.
And voting.
No.
Okay, if you're on the line.
If you're on the line.
So you can,
Now, if 41 or 43% of polling units are throughout the federation, then INEC is arriving at 41%. Let us even say 1. Let us even say 12 noon. How does that enhance the credibility of the operation?
Definitely.
So these are problems that INEC had. There is no way we cannot hold INEC responsible for what is
happening now.
For act of malfeasance. Then another very, very great one is this. The beavers, we have been told. Are you not the one who called the professional yesterday?
Yes,
we spoke with
SBM Intelligence.
That's good. The beavers, we have been told, can upload. Sorry, you can. I don't know where to use the upload and not using upload now. Once the result sheet are counted, then the agent sign it. That is where the beavers come for second operation. The first operation is identification. If you're PVC, you are the man that the PV said you are. After that identification, you are now accredited. Then Beaver will be on holiday. Then immediately after the voting and counting took place, and it is acceptable by the agents, and the agents sign, then you are to Beavers will come operation again. We have been told that at that point, Beavers, like just your telephone, you slap something and Beavers will take this thing. And the good news, according to the professional you brought yesterday, was that once it is uploaded
once
in the
picture,
Beavers, once the picture is taken, whichever way, nobody can tamper with it again. You cannot download it, neither can you delete as we do with your WhatsApp message. That the WhatsApp will ask you, delete for only or delete for all. No, nothing. And the taking of the data in is not dependent on network, but the transmission would depend on network. And the good things, as we are told, I'm a village man, I'm a bushman, I don't know anything, as we are told by the professionals, is that once you now take in that thing, even if it is 4 or 5 hours,
before you get
before you get to network, nobody can access anything taken in to tamper with it. That is good news. But immediately you get to network position, within 3 seconds, the transmission has taken place. This thing is now on the portal at the collation center. If that is the process, how come most INEC officials were refusing to use the Beavers to snap the picture of what had been completed? Why were some of them trying to run away with the Beavers? Because I was told somewhere in Lagos here, the man said, I cannot use it now. He told some lies that too many knowledgeable people were there, and they told Oga, if they did not teach you this, let us teach you the mechanism that is working. So then, at a time that particular man said, I'm coming now, I'll be away just for 20 minutes. Then people say, you are coming and you've not loaded this thing, and you are taking the Beavers away with you. We can understand. We have been here since morning. You have not really eaten. So maybe you want to go and eat, no problem. But give us the machine. We will hold it here. Because what you will do there alone, we wouldn't know. Again, if that is the case, if it is that the operators, the INEC officials, have not been thoroughly educated on the usage of the Beavers machine, whose responsibility is that? Is vicarious liability not to be visited on INEC with INEC officials? So these are things that we are looking at, that if it's not properly handled, may discredit or may reduce, if not totally eliminate, credibility of the elections. And INEC receive enough money to carry all this work out efficiently. Either you got ad hoc staff or permanent staff, the training and bringing them up to date of expectation of functionality of duty is on you. When you fail like this, who do we hold responsible? And if those people that INEC official who would say, no, I will load it, but not yet, just give me 2 minutes, were they doing that under some hidden circumstances, like being blackmailed, like taking bribe, like their time being bought, like castle be promised to them in Dubai or in Ukraine?
Or are they being threatened?
That's what I use. That's why I use the first language, blackmail.
Blackmail, yes, okay.
So these are what we should look at. But by and large, even the international observers,
yes, sir,
some of them said there are few things that INEC has not done properly.
True.
They should be doing.
All right, like you said, there are things that are not done properly. Like you said, some stations had 4,000 while some had 74. One will wonder how these things happen this way. And I dare say you heard the words of Dr. Hussaini, and he's a board member of the IAG Africa, talking about giving situational report yesterday during the press briefing of IAG Africa.
Yes.
How does that sit with you? Does it tie into your observation?
I think we're on the same trajectory. We're on the same trajectory. There are too many things that we need even to question the motivational factor that brought INEC to this Kwambo place, marketplace, where we found INEC now. Could it be there are discussion between INEC and some other authorities or personalities, facts behind the facade that we might not be privy to, because the performances result tending now to bring those things to question. Not that one just believes them, but how could it be that it happened here, it's happening here, it's happening here? Is it coincidental that most of the materials arrived late? Is it coincidental that INEC would arrive in a place, INEC official?
Yeah.
If I call INEC, it's just vicarious liability. INEC will arrive in a place, some booklets will be forgotten. Voters' cards in most places they will forget. Let's go and bring it. Imagine a situation where INEC say Ikana in Rivers.
Yes, sir.
Which is about 10 minutes maximum.
Yes, sir.
To enter with boat. That there are no boat to cross over. Nobody says that INEC official will become my Lord Jesus Christ, walk it up of water. But all the same, is that not the part of logistics that is budgeted for, that made the National Assembly to release that 380-something billion naira?
Our own money.
Our own money. And the good news is that INEC had always told us the number of vehicles they needed, the number of boats they needed, and all this have been paid for. Not only budgeted, not only signed into law, but the money had been released a year before, because that's the procedures with INEC money. Then how come INEC will tell us we don't have boat to reach this place? And INEC is not saying that late arrivals of their material was as a result of most drivers. Again, are you going to hold my dead mother? My mother died 40-something years ago. Why would you want to hold my dead mother responsible for this action? So, who will bring INEC to book? Then again, the criminality that came from the high on the day of election, because I will keep on saying it, nobody can take President Muhammadu Buhari to court. Not necessarily because he is Muhammadu Buhari, because the Constitution of Nigeria gives absolute immunity to the president, the vice president, the governor, the deputy governor.
Yeah.
But and again, the Constitution authorizes investigation can be conducted while they are in office, but you cannot prosecute them. So get your investigation ready. Is there any investigation now being conducted concerning President Muhammadu Buhari on the breach of the electoral law? After completing, he brought this thing out to show it. And one of his essays was to announce or pronounce yesterday that he had to do that so people will know that he voted for Bola Tinubu, the party candidate. That because his situation had gone before that, he doesn't want
him to win.
And also, when El Rufai confided, I don't know whether it's confided, El Rufai exposed that there is a cabal in the villa. And in fact, he went as far as mentioning name of saying that one retired general is being prepared to handle that interim government. So that it is for that reason that he wanted the whole world to know that he's not against Bola Tinubu. But by doing that, what was that? That was not about criminality.
Breaking the law?
Criminality. That breach is criminality. One, you were now canvassing for votes for your candidate. 24 hours after the ban had taken place, and he was not the only one. I was told that because I didn't see the picture, Abba Malami, the Attorney General of the Federation, and the Federation Minister of Justice, no, is it Federation? Yes, did same thing. Then we saw Orji Kalu, the whip majority leader. Showing it, and though his own is saying crosshair lines, which means it ought to be void, but either it's voided or not voided, because for those who would have seen it, the electoral officers also would have, maybe they will say, this is a big man for we cannot do. So all these criminalities, how do they question the integrity of the process?
All right, let me just inform listeners that today we won't be ending it at 11 like I announced earlier in the day. We'll be ending at 11:30. So those of you who are concerned now that we haven't picked calls and it's 11, don't worry. over the next, I think we'll have like 20 minutes to pick calls. Just let's continue with this analysis. It's all about you, letting you know what is going on and, guiding you, giving you all the truth, the facts, the way it is. Over to you, Guru. Yes, sir.
You can go to my people. If their messages, let my people read their thought.
All right, sir.
Because I don't know where I am. Where am I even sitting now? Where is this place?
You are the Coalition Center in Abuja. All right, let's go to WhatsApp right now. Then after that, we'll go to Twitter for a short while. With Facebook, then we'll come back to the phone lines. Good morning, the Guru and Mr. Oluwakayode. Good morning to you, sir. This is Bero Monsuru Omo West from Ajegunle Apapa. PU 06439 Legally Street off Ojo Road, Ajegunle Apapa. Yeah. Now it says the INEC staff got to our PU on time, but the beavers was not configured from INEC office, and it took them 5 hours before they could configure the beavers. And the officer at my PU can't even see the numbers on our PVC. I was the person who took it upon myself. Okay, to start calling the numbers for him so that he can input them on the beavers machine, and the beavers in my PU accredited only 176 voters, and the Labour Party won the presidential result and House of Rep, while PDP won the Senate.
Okay, wow. The man forgot his medicated glass.
Glass, probably. Probably.
And we should thank this chap who did a good job. Civic.
True. Bello Monsuru. Great, Bello. Thank you for saving Nigerians. Good morning, the Guru and Oluwakayode. The one critical reason for low turnout is INEC's institutional lack of capacity to handle a large turnout of voters. This has manifested in causing the disenfranchisement of voters. In many polling units, many voters could not vote due to late arrival of INEC and ad hoc staff, inadequate electoral staff to handle large turnout of voters in my polling unit, not enough beavers machine to accredit voters in polling units with large voters registration, poor internet and bandwidth to cope with large volume of voters, lack or low quality of materials like voting sheets for many polling units as against accredited voters. Okay. Good morning, INEC. Please don't allow court to give us our next president, Amechi from Surulere. Is it INEC that allows? Because we've seen elections that are fair and fair, yet the politicians will still go to court. Anyway, let's go on. Name is Uche. Location is Sangotedo. Unfortunately, Nigerians won't get it right again this time, but the time will come when we will get it right, and that time is a time when our politicians, dictators, leaders will not be able to stand in front of Nigerians to campaign for elections. A time when everyone would work together and forget about tribalism and religion. A time when our politicians and dictators and leaders will not have anywhere to hide. That day is coming soon. God bless Nigeria. All right, Uche, thank you for that. Morning, Oluwakayode and the Guru. The Nigerian state is not fit and capable of doing anything. Okay, no, I won't take that from you. Nigerian state is fit and capable to do successful things. Are you not a success yourself? You are a member of the Nigerian state. So let's talk about issues, not the nation. Good morning. We all talk about holding INEC responsible for all the lapses, and indeed INEC already took responsibility for being unable to upload results on the IREF. Can that alone put anyone in jail for the damage done to both the exercise and the mind of the electorate? I can't imagine this kind of collateral damage done to the process after such humongous budgets. Tony from M Beach, wherever M Beach means. Okay. But we saw exercise on how to vote before the election, where voters had to thumbprint on the beavers machine and no papers were supposed to be used at all. That might be inaccurate. You didn't put your name, but that might be
your
inaccurate.
phone is dancing around, though. Your phone.
My phone, yes, sir. Yes, I just want to.
So don't forget that. You may have to go there and pick one or two calls before we return to this friends.
All right. Once again, INEC has created flaws that politicians may want to use in challenging some issues in courts in this election. So many flaws and deliberate errors, which has always been the mechanism of election malpractice. All right. The Guru and Oluke, that's Adebuega Adedeji. Good enough. But, sir, while I pick calls, there's something we're not looking at. In the case where, let's say, INEC played its role, but the staff get there and the attitude, that Nigerian attitude we talk about, being sloppy.
Staff of who?
INEC.
INEC staff.
Yes.
Okay, your question, INEC plays his role.
Yeah. No, okay, let me say the chairman plays his role. He's put everything in place.
The
Directed, yet, giving the training.
What's the difference between the chairman and INEC? Or what's the difference between the chairman, INEC, and the staff?
And the staff.
The officer?
So we lump all of them together.
The INEC is responsible, and they call them independent.
Yes.
All
right. Let's go to the phone lines right now. Hello, caller. Good morning.
Morning, Oluwakayode.
Yes, sir. Morning to you.
Good morning, Guru.
I salute you, sir.
You see what I told you?
Mazi, you there, right? Yes.
My name is Mazi.
Go ahead.
Our people said, okay,
Interpret.
I said before to you, Guru, that any imperfect is intentional, in as much as over humanity to humanity, because everybody knows what is the center to respect. You can see how this is now. Little time they tell us, no, nobody is perfect. So let us take it like that. I want peace to peace. No problem. That goes on. Thank you so much.
All right, then. Thank you so much for that. Hello, caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Morning to you.
There is something I signed out yesterday.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I watched the results till midnight. I watched that the collection officers, the INEC of the INEC.
Yes, sir.
Some of them don't know how to calculate their votes. Why? Because
well.
they collected.
Huh.
There was a lot of mistakes. Why?
Well, I can't answer that.
They did not prepare for it or what?
Well,
that's another question, a very big question.
That is.
I'm really sorry.
Okay. All right. But the truth is that a lot of times, every year, you see that happen, even at the national level. How it happens or why, we really can't tell. Hello, caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
I do anonymous.
Okay, let's go on, Anonymous.
So I'm calling from Surulere.
Okay.
Yes, during the election on Saturday, the election here in Surulere, it precisely.
Is what?
All these ANEC officials, they were so bad that they refused to upload the results immediately. Why, knowing that Labour Party won everything here in Surulere? But I was surprised to see the result I'm playing on the INEC level now.
All right. So you're saying they won everything in Surulere because you've been to all the polling units there, or how did you confirm that they won every single thing?
Within my area, within my community, about 5 polling units, the Labour Party won everything.
Okay.
And the presidency. And it was, we made sure they counted it in our front. And they refused to upload it immediately, but we forced them to upload it. But the outcome of it, the waiting to upload, that was we don't know. We forced them to upload it
immediately. All right. Thank you for that. But saying the 5 polling units in your area and saying they won everywhere in Surulere are 2 different things. Let's not get people in a terrible mood. Hello, caller. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, sir. Morning to you.
Yeah, that is good. Good morning, sir.
I salute you, please.
Yes, sir. Yeah, this is Francis from here, sir.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I sent a message to the Guru on Saturday while the election was ongoing.
Okay.
Reporting about the violence that took place at my polling center 005 and 006 polling units at the Aja area.
Okay.
You know, I keep calling, asking about the level of security measures that took place or the plan. In fact, election did not happen
at your polling units. Okay.
Because the folks did not allow us to cast our vote. This is not an election. I voted 2015 and 2019. But 2023 election happened to be the worst in the history of this country.
All right, then. Thank you so much for your call this morning. Hello, caller. Good morning. All right, we missed that call there. Hello, caller. Good morning.
Good
morning, Kayode.
Yes, sir. Morning to you.
Good morning.
Salute to please.
This is Afan speaking.
Afwan.
Yeah, I want to ask a question. If Professor Morrissey could do an election without using digital equipment, and Professor Mahmoud could do an election that doesn't have any difference between Morrissey whose election, with all the money given to him, do you think we will have credible election? In an area here in First Stack among of him, at that one about there, where there's an entry. Election material came 2 a.m. 2 a.m. In some other areas, almost the same thing. People could not vote. And again, that beaver that they were making noise about, INEC announced that after an election, wait for them to transmit the results. Some people were saying they could not. They could not do this. Izuru, we have a long way to go. When I say we are designed to fail, you think I'm lying. Thank you.
All right, then. Thank you so much for that comment today. Hello, caller. Good morning.
Hello, good morning. This is Bola from Bagada.
All right, sir. Bola, let's hear you.
Yeah, I think we should call silence on flags. I mean, Mama mentioned the breakdown of how this thing should go, the flow yesterday, the ICC. The Southern Cup. And he mentioned the fact that everything will be done at the open there. The collation will be done at the ICC when the rec gets to Abuja. So I think people are waiting to see results that are being collected on Twitter when when the process is still on. So to me, they've done a good job so far. And election cannot be 100%. There'll be issue one or two things here and there.
Okay.
So I think the INEC has. I mean, I'll give them 7 over 10 for job on so far.
All right then. Thank you so much. But Nigerians, we want elections to be perfect. We want an election that is foolproof, that everybody can say yes, this is the result we want. Hello, caller. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Yes, sir. Morning to you.
This is Austin calling from Agbado.
All right, Austin. Let's hear you.
I just want to comment on what the president did. I don't know how lawful that is, but to me, when I heard it in the morning, in my polling unit, I said that is way of campaigning for one political party again. Because something you say you want it to be free and fair election, and you want everybody to vote their choice. You, as the head of the state, as the one that we are even counting on his word, shouldn't have done what he did. It's a means of, see the way people were shouting, APC. It's a means of that you are campaigning, telling people this is the direction we should go. We shouldn't be so. In fact, I didn't buy that idea at all. Right. I don't know how lawful it is.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. Hello, caller. Good morning.
Hello, Oluwakayode. Good morning.
Yes, sir. Morning to you.
The Guru. Good morning, sir. Peter Monse from Shomolu.
My brother, how Shomolu area?
Well, it's peaceful, no problem. I trekked down to a group from Bajulaye yesterday to vote on Saturday. Okay. And I trekked back. I did not spend up to 20 minutes in my polling booth.
Okay.
I voted and I came back. It was peaceful. It's only that when I got home, I got so disheartened when I listened to reports going on all over the place of violence, cutting away ballot boxes, destroying. So that one is what I'm waiting for, to hear what INEC want to say about that. And please, finally, Oluwakayode,
yes, sir.
Can you let me know the results of Kaduna State, Katsina State, Edo State, and Akwa Ibom? Can I know that? And let me see whether the Buhari is playing what he displayed at HEP APC in Katsina. And international community should take note. How could Buhari break the electoral law by campaigning on the election day? I think we should know that when he leaves office, is either we pay the fine of 100,000 or we'll go to jail for 6 months.
All right,
I'm waiting.
Hello, caller. Good morning.
Hello, Daddy Guru and Daddy Gio. Good morning to you guys.
This is CEO Africa, right?
Yes.
Daddy Gio. Kayode.
Guru.
I salute you.
We have to make the prayer, Jesus. You know, what we think about this election, one would think that things are doing diverse and they are transmitting electronically.
one would think that once they're done with a particular polling unit and they upload the results, you would think that there's a big screen somewhere that you will see whatever is being transmitted in Shomolu. Once they transmit it, it will appear bam in that screen. But what is the essence of you saying we are going electronically, and then at the end of the day, you will now start writing on paper sheets? And you see places where INEC officials will refuse to write anything or to collect the total result. I mean, I don't understand, man. This country don't tire me. If some people are still defending this, whatever is going on, I pray that they get the Nigeria they want to they deserve.
All right, then. Thank you so much for that. Hello, caller. Good morning. Hello, caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Kayan.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning to you.
Good morning, good sir.
Is that Anne?
Hello?
Is that Anne?
Hello?
Okay,
Go ahead. Can you hear us? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yes, I'm hearing you. My name is Jennifer. I'm calling from Facebook.
All right,
Jennifer. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Guru. Since I found out about Lagos stuff, honestly, I've learned so much about current affairs and all that happen in Nigeria.
Thank you.
I don't miss it for anything. Even in my workplace, I have to sneak out to listen to you for a while. Thank you very much, Mr. Guru.
God bless you, Jennifer.
For what you're doing.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, sir. I want to talk about the election on Saturday.
Please go ahead.
My polling center was at opposite the FHA field.
Okay.
And we had a lot of polling centers on that road. The INEC officials, they came late. They came almost quarter to 12 a.m. or 12 p.m., sorry. Then when they came, the officers that they sent, or there are 3 of them, they don't even know how to operate the rivers.
Wow.
Then the party officials, it was only PDP and APC person that came. There was nobody from Labour Party. Okay, when they came, they started the accreditation. They turned on the beaver. They don't know how to accredit. So I was asking them, were you not coached? The 2 ladies were assistant officials. They just said the copper girl that was trained, that the girl would tell them what to do. So the girl said that she wasn't trained on how to use the beavers.
Wow.
So I told them, can I help? They said no, because they don't know me from INEC, I cannot help. They now have to make a call to the registration area unit director we are calling to ask him how they should go about the visa. Before they could get the man on the phone, it was almost 1:30.
Wow.
So the man said that he cannot go round, that if there's anybody that can help them operate it, that the person should go ahead. So everybody agreed that I should help, but the APC guy there refused that I should not help. So I'm not okay, let me do an oral coach to you. I don't have to touch it. Let me just turn it on. Let me tell you what to do. So she just did, and we got accredited.
Great. Thank you for not giving up.
We couldn't upload. There was no network. I had to go to my house and bring my Smile network. People went to their houses and brought their Wi-Fi. We tried everything. We could not upload. No. So some lady came and told us that we should do it offline. Everybody was like, how are we sure that if we do this thing offline, it's not going to be tampered later on? Some polling units in that same sector, from 23 road to the end of 23 road, all of us had the same issues. So some people snapped their own and saved it in the gallery. So just in case when
results come out,
the network comes up, they can upload from there.
Okay.
So when we are doing this, there was a lot of chaos, misunderstanding. We are telling them that you people cannot go until we are sure that our results have been sent. Your votes will count. So the PDP guy there was not really making trouble, just the APC guy. The guy said that we have to go to the INEC office. But it was not from the INEC office that it came. They came from a secondary school in Festac there. So they said that was where they called all of them to give them all the materials that they needed. So they started calling for police. But initially when they came, there was no officials. There is no a security officer with them.
Okay. All right.
There was a lot of them parading on the road. There were a lot of patrols on the road. So there was no place. Even when the international observers came, he came to the polling center at Festac 23 Road, C closed. and spoke to, there was one, an actor, Nigerian actor that was, I'm trying to remember the man's name. So he spoke to them, but we were like, maybe they should come to us. But when I went there to find out what they asked, they said they have to let her know that the divas, they are not working.
All right.
The agents that were sent to that place, they were really coached.
Okay, Jennifer. Jennifer, please, because of time.
All right, Jennifer, we've tried to stop you.
Without this problem, how are we sure that the results are not going to be tampered after everything?
All right, then.
Let us wait and see.
Yeah, that's it. The girl, we need to bring this home.
Yes.
Yes, we need to bring this home.
The truth is, setting a platform of predicament here. Home, where is home for today? All right. Here we are. This is almost 11:30. We can't go more than this. We want to appreciate all of you. But my advice is that we should wait patiently, because don't forget, we went for 3 elections yesterday: presidential, senatorial, and House of Representatives. The one that concerns most Nigerians, they think less of the National Assembly, is the presidential. Let us wait patiently. Let us not interpret it differently, because with the results being declared now, there is much that brings differences between what is being declared now and what some people have speculated that are taking place. So let us be patient until the final result, before or by 6 p.m. latest in what do you call it, of Tuesday, tomorrow, or maybe even if it is Wednesday, the final result would have come. Let us get the final result before we sit over trial to give judgment.
Definitely.
So that, because once chaos is created, putting the fire of chaos out, let us not go chaotic. Let us wait for the whole thing. And even if the thing does not favor your thought or your expectation, I would advise there is a remedy. And the remedy, go to the courts.
And get a court judgment for just like Senator of Justice, a President of Justice. Okay.
So, Kayode,
yes, sir.
Tomorrow is we are continuing. It's going to be Money Digest.
Almost all week, because then we begin, and we can't talk much now because we don't have the actual. Once everything is out, then we start dicing it.
This man has worked all throughout last week, and right now, let me go to one of the coalition center and see if I can supervise without authorization. That's just a joke, please. I'm not going for that. We will meet tomorrow by the grace of God. And by all times, please let us keep peace, because it's very, very important. Keep yourself out of trouble.